Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads it must converse. Happy Saturday, right? um, Making up for the live last night, I had a play. My daughter was in The Curious Incident of a Dog in the Nighttime, or The Dog in the Nighttime. So it was a black box performance of an adaptation of that book, right? I never read it. It was well done, very well done. It was a cool imagining of a story like that. A black box performance is very few props, and it was, done very well. They are. I wish I had read the book. I mean, like really, when it comes down to it, the same way I feel about movies and things like that. I wish that I get the story a little bit before I see an adaptation of something, right? Hey, Quentin, happy Saturday. And yeah, 3K. So this last week I hit 3,000 subs, and it's completely arbitrary, but just an excuse to call out and a little a marker where we can say, hey, let's celebrate, and kind of have some fun with the community. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Quentin, and thank you for coming by, man. So I usually do, my lives on Friday nights. Saturday is an impromptu thing. I feel good. It's well rested. Whereas on Friday nights I'm at the end of a week, right? But maybe we'll get a little bit of a different crowd. I don't expect everybody that is usually on board to be able to be around now, right? Hey, Celia, congrats on 3K. Thank you. And thanks for coming by. See, now that I'm earlier in the day, maybe I'm getting a little bit of a different crowd. It's cool to see Celia is in Norway, right? And what a beautiful country. It's been like a dream of mine in my life to visit Norway sometime. Just because, you see these pictures of Oslo, and it's just so much water and so green. And you just think, what a calming, like a cold calm kind of thing. Plus, just a completely different kind of atmosphere from what I'm used to, right? Hey, Jim reads too slow. Happy Friday or Saturday, right? Yes. Congrats. Thank you. And yeah, Celia does wonderful content. Love your content, and turns me on to some really cool books. You really know how to pick them. Jeremy Fee's in the house too. Cool, man. Nice to see you, brother. And yeah, a little live. I figured, I'm gonna open it up, do an open join for today. If anybody wants to jump on just to kind of celebrate the milestone, the marker, right? So let me put that in the description box or in the chat here. So there's a link to just jump on if you want to. Anybody who wants to come on and talk, because we all love books, right? Hey, baby. Emily's in the house, but we are busy on Saturdays, of course, right? So I appreciate you, baby, for letting me have the time to do a live on Saturday when it's not, part of our normal schedule, these kind of things. And I had an awesome time. We've had an awesome day already. Got out with Zelda and a lot of the family and did a picnic. And then I've gotten back here and now I'm having some fun, right? Yeah, heck yeah. Hey, Connor, happy Saturday. I might say it a couple more times, right? Because I'm just used to it. And then, yeah, here you go. There's the link there if anybody wants to jump on. But we'll also, do some Q&A. If I've got a lot of new subscribers, hitting a marker like this does make me remember that there's always new people finding the channel, and the only thing they know about me is what they've watched. And some, a lot do go back and see my content because I have a lot of content that I've made. But if there's always people that are just finding the channel. So I'll just do a Q&A for right now. for anybody that's on. And then if there's some, let's say, I'll open it up to commenters and people that watch it afterwards, because it is an impromptu thing, right? That if you want to ask a question, if you put it in a comment in the, after the live, then I'll do like a follow-up video where I answer them, something like that. I would love to, kind of do that. And just off the top of the head thought of that. So I'll uh, you know put it in the description box and things like this after this live is posted. Heck yeah. Friends and everybody around. Cool. Hey, Jesse reads and meditates. Thank you. Heck yeah. 3,000 is cool. Definitely not much in the grand scheme of things, but when you talk about readers and the kind of content that I make, that there's 3,000 people that choose to be notified when I make content, that's awesome. That's awesome, that are just like, hey, I'm down for this, or just books and words on paper. Heck yeah, JD. John Dixon in the house. That's right. Back on the Isle of Man. Cool. John Dixon was hanging out with our boy Rick Harsh, the operator of coronasamas.press, putting out some fun content. That was really cool what y'all did, your Q&A. I laughed my butt off the whole time. And that content I'm referring to is on Rick Harsh's channel, if you are interested. So this week I've read a smaller amount than my normal. It's been a tough week as far as sleep and just obligation, responsibilities, right? But I started Frankenstein. I couldn't help myself. Got maybe 5 letters into it, right? Almost through the first part, and very cool, very cool. I'm not going to say too much about it because everybody knows I will put some content on together for the channel, just because it is a women's read, and hopefully have something cool to say about it. What's not been said about Frankenstein, right? But we'll see, because I don't have to go at it from any kind of direction, right? I can make my own path. But the wonderful reading of the week is Possession by A.S. Byatt. This book, it is some kind of ideal prose. I think of ideal dialogue, okay? There is ideal dialogue in this, but it's ideal everything. The writing itself is an ideal form. And I think about it like this. Ideal dialogue, like Quentin Tarantino's dialogue, right? Where you have people interacting so quickly with perfect wit, they understand what the other person has said, even if it's complicated or nuanced. The other person will understand it completely and have the perfect comeback, or the conversation will move through very quickly, and maybe be even a roller coaster kind of thing, but just delivered in this ideal way. Even the prose, the way that Byatt says something is exactly what you want to hear. It's beautiful. This is a very literary mystery following a scholar, and now 2 scholars. He's teamed up with another. The scholar first is Roland, and Roland is, his life's work is this poet named Ash, and Randall Ash. So Randall and Roland, there's a little, but Roland has very little personality of his own. It's hard to place him and that kind of thing. And here is my boy Quentin in the house. What's up?
Not much, man. I just can't. It's not my day today. you know. So I just came by to say congrats on the 3K, and you sold me on Possession.
Thank you. And I was thinking of that. I said, oh no, if I start talking about this book, I'm going to make everybody want to read this book. It's so good. And I haven't even started yet. I mean, a third of the way through, and I can sell everybody on this book. It's freaking wonderful, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, Jack didn't sell it. Jack didn't sell it to me. You sold it to me, so I'm totally down. And yeah, also congrats, and your music recommendations are on point. But it's not my day, so I'm gonna dip out.
Thank you,
I'll be in
Quentin.
the comments.
Awesome. You got it, brother.
Peace and groovy.
Man, what a guy. Thank you very much for jumping on. That's what I'm talking about. Making the we'll make the 3K show a little cool, a little cooler with my boys jumping on and white tea crew. That's for sure. Saturday, right? Hey, Tom LA Books. Thank you very much, bro. Thanks for coming by as well. See? And Rick Harsh is here. We was already talking about him. Remember reading Possession while working the night shift as a student and really enjoyed it. Sure. I if you love books, if you love literature, you're gonna love this book. What's up, Rick? Idgit. Or me? Come on. Ah, there's the heart. Oh man, Rick's gonna get put in timeout. Harsh in the house. Hey, buddy. Heck yeah. So, in Possession, I mean, okay, I'm not spoiling anything because I'm only a third of the way through the book. But at the end of chapter 4 is like this fairy tale, a little mythology, right? And it's just a short story, maybe 4 pages, 3 or 4 pages, and it's so well told that I read it twice, and I was just like, what is she? This is a serious flex. So storytelling wise, and the words on the page are just beautiful, right? But there's more going on here than just this story and the voicings. Like the narrator is a full-on omniscient narrator and is telling the story exactly like your ideal way that you would want a narrator to deal with you as a reader. And I mean it. It's like when the narrator will address you as a reader at the perfect times and bring this um a storytelling quality to it. And it's a flex in that I'm seeing so much of it. And there's something going on with identity with this book, it seems, where these characters, they aren't very complex. They're not very fleshed out. Like I say, they seem not to have much personality, right? So the romance doesn't seem to be between the main scholar and his girlfriend, that's for sure. Possession, a romance, right? But it doesn't seem to be between the first scholar and the second scholar. There's another one that has teamed up in this mystery, right? And the mystery is letters and perhaps an a hidden affair between Ash, the poet that's in question, and another poet that met and may have met and whatever, right? And it's kind of intriguing and you're off to the races with that. But there's this weird identity um, thing going on with this, where the characters are not really themselves. And then we'll see, right? I am. Hey, Paul Moran. Noah can't read, and look how far he's gotten. You know what? I was thinking. It's funny you say that, Rick, because I was thinking about doing. It was Katie Books had done some kind of video where he was. It was just silly, but it was kind of weird, and it threw me into thinking about a BookTube Confessions video where you do this kind of like real melodramatic and dark where I'm gonna let out the truth, you know? And then the big reveal is that I can't read. And you just be like, have these it's like, I can't read, and just like completely ridiculous. And I was like, I mean, how far can you take it, right? Some would be able to take it a lot farther than me and make it a lot funnier. I just kind of had the idea and might work through it a little bit more. Paul Moran, thanks for coming. Happy Saturday. And see, there is, and Rick is by. Very cool. My usual lives on Friday nights are a little too late for some people. Letters make words. That's right. I do know that. And words make sentences. But can I fit them together? Can I fit them together coherently? That's the thing. Hey, Magoo. Happy Saturday. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for supporting the channel. Rick can't read either, and he's chief editor. Hey, man, it's just the way that it is. So in my search, see, Jack Rambling Raconteur turned me on to Possession, talking about it, speaking of it so highly, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to get it. So I was on the hunt for that, right? I had my eye out for A.S. Byatt. So I do have a short story collection as well. Just here for the pictures. Love the Karma Sutra. Well, who doesn't? So, I forgot what I was going for. I found this one. This is a short story collection by Byatt, The Little Black Book of Stories, right? So I said, well, now that I've read this little bit, I'm really interested in getting into her shorter works, because like I said, there's these little stories or poems or things like that in Possession. She's really good at short pieces like that. So if she's doing her own short piece, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful, if not powerful. This kind of thing is real flowy. There is a romantic air to all of this, and the romance is with the literature. And like I said, I think that the romance the romance that the title might be referring to is between the scholars and their respective poets that they have kind of centered their life around. It's weird in that way, So, see how much she flexes this kind of experimental or weird things in her storytelling or in her short pieces as well. There's not much said on the Little Black Book of Stories, nothing on the back, of just some blurbs, things like that. Yeah, I must buy it. That's fun. Thank you. Damn. Damn. Cool. Yeah, I mean, okay, enough on Possession and enough on Byatt, because I mean, I just knew, and there's so much more I wanted to say. There's so much more I wanted to, throw out there on it, but it's just too much. I did make this. Is that cool? We'll leave it up for a second. Yeah, man, Genji is awesome. I still haven't finished it. It's great. I need to get where it goes though. I stopped at the part where it said the later and the later chapters may be, added by another author, things like that. But in my edition, the translator makes the claim that it is Shikibu, but just maybe 20 years later, where she's grown as an author, and it is a different narrative style because she is writing more, all that. Okay. Yeah. All right, so what's coming up on the channel? As far as video content, I got to do something on The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. What a good great, even Southern story precursor to this Southern Gothic kind of thing. It's not a Gothic style at all, but it is a heart of the South kind of style. So there's a lot to say. There's a lot I can say about it, and I will. So I've just been thinking of that a lot. Wanted to, make the content, but haven't yet. That will be some of the next that I make. But then with the female reading, you can keep an eye out for a Toni Morrison anytime that I can bring myself to actually do it, because if I start thinking about Toni Morrison, either Sula or Beloved, then I can just kind of go into it and sit in there and work into it and get more every single time. Every single time. Heck yeah. I love it. I was pushing, showing some Canadian authors earlier. Very cool to have such a following, people that follow and people that create content. There's a lot of good Canadian content creators. Amy, of course. And then Travis. Hunter is so sad. And, there's something to be said about how many Southern writers there are that bring up the ways that they wrestle with the South, right? And it's almost like, especially with Carson McCullers, there's a lot of psychology subtext in Carson McCullers. And I just thought that she knows that, there's this cognitive dissonance. There's this, nobody can make sense of it, and they're all struggling with this ignorantly, and the struggle is real. And it's just very smart. Carson McCullers is a very smart writer, and plain speaking. I like that kind of thing. That's a hallmark of a Southern writer, for me, is like plain speaking. The ultimate exception would be Faulkner, right? Gonna knock out Frankenstein after Possession, and then I can't, some of the things at the top of the list is Orlando, Virginia Woolf. Gonna throw that out there soon. I gotta get some more Anne Carson. So I had picked up The Beauty of the Husband, and it's a short poetic work. People love this book, but everybody who reads her loves Anne Carson. Just give up? Oh no. Come on, Rick. um there is this kind of trudging on through the suffering in a ridiculous under a ridiculous weight of suffering too, right? In Southern writing. It's just ridiculous. Makes you think how long has it gone on? How long can it continue? But it seems like a natural condition, a normal condition of life, right? There's, servitude and pecking order of these kind of things, even in Animal Kingdom, on up. Carl Love, I remember that. He's got a lot of hair up there, unlike what you get over here at Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse. Pretty good though. So I found this one. I didn't know. I don't know what this book is, right? But it's Dalkey Archive. So when I saw it, it was very cheap. It was on the clearance, because it is an ex-library, I believe, right? And they just clearance them out. They don't keep them up there. So I saw Dalkey Archive, so I grabbed it, and it's a female writer, so it fits with this. And it's, is this what other women feel too? June Akers Cease. I have no idea. And I was like, you can't get any more a woman writing for a woman, or woman writing for women, or calling out to other women for for validation or something like this, right? With the title like that, with, you know, uh just, you know, depressed, forlorn, whatever. So it's a first novel, maybe actually I think maybe a second novel by this writer. If anybody knows, let me know. I just figured I'd show it because it was something that I just found, grabbed it for cheap, and it'll fit into the reading for the end of the year. Might just pick it up and do it at some point. There is a lot of letters in here, but short chapters, and just who knows what it's going to be. Uh, the part, it's in a couple parts. The first part is called the book business. It's obviously very literary as well. It's wild how you know, the things that I gravitate to, and I won't even know um what the plot will be about or something like this, but a book will be interesting to me, or I'll just pick it up, or just be kind of attracted to it in some way, and it'll be about books, or it'll be very literary in its way. This is one of the most awesome things about possession. As you can see, I mean, I honestly can't stop talking about that book. I think about it a lot. There's so much of it so far that I've reread. I think that's part of the reason why the reading's been kind of slow, because I've been rereading in that book, and just kind of mulling over what has happened, because it is a mystery and things are going on, and there is a desire to go faster and to get through it, but then to go right back and reread it, hear those words again. They're said, they're on the page exactly uh, how you would want them to be, right? I figured I'd have an open join here. So here's the link if anybody really wants to jump on and join in. And I mean, that's anybody. um I have all the power here. So if somebody jumps on and I don't know who they are, and I say hey, and then they just freak out or something, I can just clear it off. So you know, a little caution with posting the link there, but jump on if you want. See, that's what I'm talking about. Ricky,
Yeah, I know.
hey buddy.
I'm sorry. My possession. When I saw possession, I thought, fuck, maybe I can talk about how I've been possessed by Carl Ove lately,
You,
and
I saw that. It was great.
I wonder if you can help me get that out of my system.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask John Dixon. He was
Buzzards,
here
baby.
for 12 days. And he was trying, we were trying to get some stuff done. He's trying to meet me, and I couldn't stop being Carl Ove. And right now I'm in that mood where I'm like able to keep him down, but I know that if I vomit, it'll come up Carl Ove. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey,
Do
take
you
all the
want to
hair
know
off,
about
man.
my when I was in high school? It was my third year, and the 73rd day, 11th hour. And I had some spectacular 5 minutes. I mean, it was some 5 minutes. I wrote about it, and I haven't showed anybody, but it was I got 341 pages.
Yes.
But that was like, you know, a special thing. And I believe that well, I guess what I want to say is that I don't think anybody has ever not felt what I felt, nor have they read 341 pages about it. And do I keep going? Do I turn that in? Do I publish it myself? I'm going to call it my struggle that one day at 11 o'clock or so.
Right. Go for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Should I make it an acronym, or I don't know what to do.
Should we do a whole series on the struggle to publish the 300 pages on 5 minutes?
Yeah, well, that would be like volume 2. So instead of seasons, it would be writing, publishing, and volume 3 would be hating the critics, and volume 4 would be which critics I killed.
Yes.
So it would be kind of I would kind of launch into noir.
Yeah, it would get dark.
It's called Ove Noir. Yeah,
I like it.
And everybody in it's going to have hair, because we'll have Scandinavian biolabs advise on all of the writing, and we'll have an editor from Scandinavian biolabs. So like if you want to be in the novel, Noah, as one of the critics, whether you're for or against, I think you should be for it, because then we won't kill you.
I'm for it.
Okay, yeah. So you love the book before you even read it.
Before I even read it. I love the idea of the book.
You like, I mean, you know, I often think, wonder what Noah was doing on that same day. And then I realized you weren't born yet. So then I think, well, maybe we got to go to what Noah was doing that same day in his life, in that year, that day, that hour. And I'll bet it's exactly the same. I don't want to give anything away, but I had a pencil and a pencil sharpener.
I had a lot of real great 5 minutes in high school, let me tell you.
Well, this is just a 5 minutes that everybody's had with a pencil sharpener and a pencil. You know how when you turn that pencil, the shaving, you know how the shaving comes off,
and you like get a whole shave, and it just never breaks, and it's like the most satisfying thing that you've ever seen.
No, when you get a Hokusai wave, yeah, I use a Hokusai wave. I counted 43 times in 341 pages.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that. And the nib broke.
I like it.
The nib broke, so then I did another wave, but it wasn't a Hokusai wave. And then there's like a minute. I gave it about 90 pages on the tragedy of not being able to reproduce the Hokusai wave. And I think that's a feeling we all have.
Relatable.
Well, if we all have it, I think it's relatable. Yeah.
I like where you're going with this. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, it sounds like a huge undertaking, Rick.
Well, I'm already done.
Yes. I mean, here's a master at work, y'all.
But, you know, it's interesting you should say huge undertaking, because my next book is going to be a Pynchonian thing. And it's going to be called The Huge Undertaker. It's going to be about a giant undertaker. I mean, a true giant.
Like Andre the Giant?
Bigger.
Nice.
And and he's going to be an undertaker. That's all I want. That's all I'm going to give away, because a lot of it is, well, I don't know. A lot of it, the graduate students won't be able to figure it out. Right. You might.
I'll try.
But, yeah. Have you had enough of me yet?
Rick, you can hang out as long as you want, brother.
Yeah, but I hate myself, Noah.
What do you? we love you around here.
Well, I am only looking at you. I'm not looking at myself, because I am filled with self-loathing.
Well, it's fuel for the fire, right?
You know what I did today?
What?
You know the old Barbasol shaving cream?
Yeah.
I swallowed a whole can of it today.
Rick.
Yeah.
It can't be good, Rick.
Well, it wasn't that good, but it didn't feel all that bad.
Yet.
I mean, I did it. I thought, well, if I'm going to write about this, I better do it fast.
Hey, it's method writing, for sure.
Well,
you're
not really. It's the Ove Carl method. If you take like all day to write it, then you don't have the precision and universality. So anyway, that's what I did it in about 3 minutes, and that's 3 minutes. That's like 170 pages.
Right, right.
That's gonna be in my 8-volume series, Above the Neck.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hey,
who's
that?
Wait, what's up?
Are you talking about Karl Ove Noseguard there?
No, well, the nose, interesting. A nose guard does play a part in my 8-volume Above the Neck series that's coming up. There will be, see right away, the minute you start talking about nose guardian projects, people just they go, yeah, I get that.
Right.
I've been there.
Right.
I've had that experience. Have you had the Hokusai wave with your pencil sharpener, Idgit?
Huh? Well, you just asked me.
Did you have the Hokusai wave with when you were sharpening your pencil? I think it was your junior year, 74th day, 11th hour, like
no,
11
no,
to 5.
No. You're talking about the 13th hour, I think.
Well, I guess you can't. Universality has its limits.
Sure. Don't we all know this?
I didn't know it. I thought it was the same. Maybe it's the time difference, because you're in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I'm actually in Saskatchewan right now on vacation.
Really? Yeah, that's Saskatchewan. Yeah, I'm in Moncton. I'm in New Brunswick now.
Okay.
I was flying to, John Dixon just visited me from Isle of Man.
That was great.
And I went to the airport, and they said, well, good thing we got this plane going to Moncton, because then you could just go to Moncton and then go back. But then Moncton had a fucking hurricane, and
no.
I can't get a flight to the Isle of Man. They had a flight to Dublin, but I said, wait a minute, I don't want to go to a whole new country. I want to go to the Isle of Man, and that's in Canada. They told me. That's what they told me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I know my geography really well, except for the islands in the whole Atlantic England area.
Yeah, okay. Atlantic England. They're pretty tough.
Which is where Prince Edward Island is.
Yeah, actually.
Actually now that's going to be changing now that the Queen died.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's going to be.
There's going to be like Prince something else, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but.
I mean, for now, the people there are probably just calling it Prince something else, but it's no longer Prince Edward, so it's no pay. no pay, because they call it pay. Now it's no pay. You know, and I guess they're actually taking that seriously. They're cutting, you know, they're not issuing paychecks until this is resolved.
Damn.
Man, it's good we got you like on the streets of pay, letting us know what's going down. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Insider info, baby.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
we got Lee Thompson there. I mean, here.
On location.
Okay.
Well, I can't find the fucker. You know, I just you know, I read his book and it's all animal stuff. So I just go wherever I just been kind of walking the countrysides,
Nice.
you know. But I bet he, you know, he's got this fiction brain where he can be one place and write about another. So tomorrow I'm going to check the city inside out. And he made the mistake of. Sorry?
Is that why you're going to the Isle of Man? So you can.
No, I don't know where I'm going now because there's no flights, and I think I'm going to go to no pay and just hand out quarters or whatever Canadians. I think Canadians have Canadian quarters. I'm going to get a big stack of them. I'm going to sell all my shares, although we don't have them. But I'm just going to cash out my press and get a bunch of fucking quarters. If PayPal will let me do it from this distance, I'm going to go to no pay, and I'm going to become the Prince Edward.
Dude, if you really want
they're going to say, no, it's going to be Prince Rick Island. Because they're going to have their first ever election. And they're going to say, hey, what's the name of that guy handing out quarters? and it's gonna be Rick.
You might have competition if you.
I'm not even gonna tell him my last name. I'm just gonna give them all quarters. Everybody on that island. I've read Jeff Percy. I know how many people there are.
How many?
I can find them all.
Oh,
in
is
like
that what Jeff Percy's publishing?
Well, Jeff names every single person in unidentified man that left a photo. Well, it turns out the unidentified man was Lee Thompson. So he's not even from the fucking island. So it's no problem. So we go, I'm going to go to Rick's Island and Prince Rick's Island and just hand everybody quarter after quarter. And you know, it's just going to be a groundswell, I think what you call that, a groundswell.
That sounds like a beautiful time, Rick.
Yeah, well, the problem is the northern part of the island's flooded right now. So I either come in on a boat, which would be pretty spectacular. I'd come in right to the middle of Charlottetown, or I come into the south. I make a southern landing, kind of like what, you know, who's that guy? Winston.
I believe it's pronounced Cabertle, is how it's pronounced.
Winston Cabertle?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Winston Cabertle, the World War II guy, the fat fucker with the sloth face, like a shaved sloth.
It's Churchill, Winston Churchill.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, okay. No one knows history. Well, that guy,
fuck him,
wanted to come up Istria, and Tito said no. But I think I might try that landing because it wasn't a bad idea militarily. Or politically, which in my case would be. So I'll come in on the southern side of the island, and that way I run into all the people that are scared shitless. I say, here, take. Here, I'm going to give you a handful of quarters, and nobody with that many quarters is going to be scared for long.
No,
you know,
that's the thing.
And the water will recede, and I will kind of proceed as it recedes. There's a certain poetry and symmetry in that. And then it's going to be, you know, when this will be they're going to name like Prince Donald Island, you know, but the people are going to call for the first ever election. And then it'll be Prince Rick because there's no way they'll vote against a guy who gives quarters when nobody else will pay.
Prince Rick, last name withheld, Island.
Well, you could call it that if you want, but I mean, they're like simple people.
Well, you'll have to ask Jeff to, get in contact with the people there and set some things up, I guess.
I don't want Jeff involved in any way.
Oh no.
Because Jeff is suspiciously kind and generous and all that. But I think once he finds out that he's good to me, but I've never been on his fucking island as a popular quarter-giving man. And once he finds out what I'm doing, he might try to run, and then it'll be humiliating because that'll bring in Lee, and they'll cancel each other out. Lee, because Jeff will start talking about how nobody from Moncton is ever going to run his fucking island or have it named after him. So, I mean, there's no way they can win, and there's no way I would trust anyone that I know with except you guys, because you don't give a shit. I mean, you're vacationing in Saskatchewan, and
Rick, don't be ridiculous. It's called Saskatchewan, okay? And
no, you said squat on the moon. Squat on the moon.
No.
That's what you first said.
I was there last week.
Well, I don't care where you squat. My dog squats all over the front. He does that little kangaroo imitation, and I don't care what animal you look like and where you squat. Point I want to make is, if you ever vacation, that if you vacation on my island, even if I'm here, and you're on Prince Rick Island, you say, I know Rick. And one phone call and everything's going to cost you a quarter.
Hey, KD Books in the house. Hey, Rick, while you're here, somebody is asking a question. And it's, as a publisher, have you seen any inflation affect your business personally?
Oh, nice. The first question.
So you already.
Oh, yeah.
You already.
Badly. It's every little thing and every big thing now. Publishing is printing. Printing has gone up. And so rather than, I've asked all of the writers, and I want you to know this because it's really important. All of the writers, is John Dixon asking something?
No.
Is that John Dixon? Who's John Dixon?
Oh, no, nobody. JG, what do you think it stands for? Jesus Christ? No, and it's JC. Jesus Christ. Jeeves and Dimbulb. I don't know. Okay, it's not John Dixon. I don't want to give anything away.
Keep it.
But the co-star in The Elevator Principle, my co-star, so happens to be named John Dixon. So whether it's the same John Dixon or not, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I am not wherever that guy is.
The speculation is off the charts. The anticipation of this movie is reaching a fever pitch.
Really? Well, you get on WhatsApp and I can send you a non-finished scene where
That's cool. I'll wait for it to be done.
I'll pull out my. You don't want me to tell you? No anecdotes? Okay.
Hey, Rick, calm down, man. I'm just effing with you.
No, I'm just asking. I'm dull. I'm dull.
Hey, Rick, seriously.
About the inflationary effects.
Feed me content, sir.
First, I want to answer the question about inflationary effects. The two biggest ones. I was able to prevent my readers and buyers from being affected by the rise in print rates by asking all the writers to take 20% instead of 25% royalties.
Nice.
All agreed.
See,
and
because it's a community. Because man, come on.
Oh, don't WhatsApp. don't
I
wax
love
sappy on me.
I'm
Don't
getting
wax
sappy. You're
on
making me get sappy, Rick. You've done
Don't
this.
make maple syrup when you've got a Canadian on the other side of me.
Yeah, that's
Now look, the other thing is
You called him Mountie. How about that, Rick?
we just got. He's a royal fucker. He's a royal fuck. I just put up today the new. Wait, I'm not the real JD. Oh, okay. Well, I'm making a movie with the real JD. This JD is an imposter, and
nobody that I asked who it was, and you're like,
part of y'all didn't know this. Part of the whole 3K show is a hunt for
3,000.
Who is JD? Who the hell are you talking about?
And there's a 3,000 quarter
if you have
prize.
any guesses, put them in the description box or in the comments. Any guesses? I'll never.
A man with hair? Is that JD?
He's got some hair up there.
Oh, okay.
I saw some hair
and
somewhere
no hair,
else.
and no hair down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He bought an Icelandic hair thing, and it balded him.
Because I actually
in the gonads. What?
I got someone at the door right there, and he was just talking to me, and I said, "Hey, who are you?" He said,
"A man."
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Where did?
I've been saying.
No, I'm just playing the harsh clips. But I gotta say,
this is just magnificent. This is just magnificent. I've never seen anything like this in my fucking life. Now, the other thing I want to say, because all you guys are gonna, if you buy books from our press, the post has gone way up. That's the biggest inflationary fucking thing that's happened because I can't control the post.
Right.
So how much?
And so all those prices were just put in today. The site was down for 5 days, and a computer whiz put all the new prices in, and 3 purchases tonight. I think they were all people just checking on how badly they were fucked. You know,
Right.
so I've already written their names down as people who will never buy from us again. You know, you want to know their names?
The future.
You want to know their names? We can just start hating on them.
They've already been
Instagram.
burned. Let's double burn them on the 3K.
There's nothing worse than the last buyer. You know, says fuck them for charging so much for post. You know, I just it makes me sick. It makes me hurt. It makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad.
I'm sorry to hear it, Rick. Hey.
Well, you know, that's okay because I just don't think about it. I just take some more shaving cream and
stamp it deep down inside. Stamp it back down.
Well, here comes my dog.
There you go.
That makes me happy.
There you go. Hey,
Hi, Suleiman. Hi, Suleiman. Hey, it's Noah. Come on. And it's Idgit. Come here. Come here. Come here. And JD, I don't know if it's the same JD.
Right.
Oh, we got the dog here. See the dog?
You're actually it. Oh my God, you're actually it.
I can't get, he doesn't want to be up here for some reason. Where are we? There we are. There we are. Okay, dog. Okay, bye, dog. Sorry, Suleiman. Okay. Yeah, he's not a.
Get him big.
You want me to get the rabbit? I can also go get the rabbit.
The rabbit.
Yeah, my kids have a free roaming rabbit in their room.
Hey,
yeah, it's the best pet in the world. If you let it free, because there's just every moment is surreal with a rabbit. You have no idea what they're going to do. And this I got from David Vardaman. I won't steal his words because he's not at all like Karl Ove. So I mean, why bother? But when it comes to animals, he's given me some great advice.
What advice?
And he came here with me actually, and as soon as we hit the hotel, he just threw his bag down and said I'm going to go out and see the hurricane.
Nice.
And I said, okay, it's David. you know. So, I haven't seen him. He's gone.
Yeah.
That
Hey,
was,
you know, I'm sure he'll turn up.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know, that like a dead body, like
Right,
a dead
whatever.
body in a flooded creek. Yep.
It's a simile, guys. It's a metaphor, people. Okay, no big.
Well, you
Get
know what
off?
they
I
call
mean,
it? You know what they call
loosen
it
up out there.
in Nova Scotia? They call a flood dead body. They call it a bloated vardaman. It's it's the most it's the freakiest coincidence I've ever come across. The bloated vardaman.
That's one hell of a coincidence. I think I would prefer to look at it like a synchronicity.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know those people. These are people who don't read Karl Ove either.
Right.
And so, but you know, people who say there's no such thing as a coincidence. You know, if you just slap them if you slap them in the face real hard, you can get away with it. You just say, you know, that was a coincidence.
They're that type of folk.
That was a coincidence because it's so weird that you should say there's no such thing as a coincidence when I coincidentally always slap people who say that in the face hard.
I always refer to it. I always refer to it as a coinky dink. Kind of.
Well, yeah, I know. We were talking about your literacy before, and you know, that's not a Southern cutesy. That's just plain ignorant.
Hey, you know.
Did you hear how I said that? Ignorant.
Just plain ignorant.
IGNERT. Ignorant.
I like it. I mean, you know, I feel a kinship.
You like it. That's how you say it. Ignorant.
Yo, Rick.
Hey, honey, you're ignorant.
Rick,
I am not.
Stop and do your Noah impression. I want to
do it.
Do your Noah impression. I want to hear it.
I don't have one of those.
Noah's daughter who reads Flannery O'Connor.
I don't have one of those. I could never be Noah. I could only be a half a Noah.
And how does a half a Noah talk?
Well, half a Noah, he talks like this, you know, with his hand up like this. It's, you know, thanks for coming. You know, thanks. I want to thank y'all for being here. I read this book by Rick Harsh. Man, I just got to tell you, but I'm going to put it up here. Man, this book by Rick Harsh, it was just, here it is again. I'm going to put it back up here. Now, that book by Rick Harsh, I mean, it was so, and I read it. I read it with my eyes. And then I put it up here so that I could reach and pull it while talking to you. And I tell you, you watch that video, you go back. You know, that was in my younger days. I was just starting. I only had like 7 followers, but one of them was Rick Harsh, and I call that a coinky dink, which I think is cute and funny. But I let me just get this book here. Hold on there. Hold on just a second. I want to show you.
You gotta figure
There's the book. This is the book by Rick Harsh, and I have it, and I'm gonna put it up here. I read it, and I just want to tell you what I thought of it. So here it is, right over here. I got it. And this, you know, if I show it to you enough, I'm gonna read from it. Just a second. I'm just gonna read a short passage. I think you'll all like.
Bring it. Hey, Melanie. Thanks for coming by.
I can't understand it. I don't know what it's saying. There was something word like BESIDES. Anybody out there knows that? You know, just click the link below and like and support. And if you want to tell me what that goddamn word is, hey, you ignorant bitch, get out of here.
Hey, I don't yell on my videos. Hey, Vic. I like to be accessible to everybody.
Well, I know, but when somebody comes on your set, Noah, you get mad. I mean, you're very good at hiding it, but I seen that video where you yelled at your youngest daughter and you called your youngest daughter an ignorant bitch. And I would never have said that, except you're trying to pass your.
Why did you do this?
You're trying to pass yourself off as something you are not. And you are great, Noah. You are.
I give you like a 3 out of 10 on the impression.
Yeah, well, I haven't been watching your channel for content because and you know why?
Why?
Because I don't want to hear the word content ever again. You know,
Who you been watching instead, Rick?
I don't like to curate content, if you know what I'm saying.
No.
I don't like to curate content. I like to talk, like about books and shit like that. Or like I've seen the Idgit read, and you know, and if the Idgit started out by saying, "Hi, I am a Canadian Idgit, and I'm going to curate some content by reading," I would turn him off.
Do we have like a Noah, Quentin, and Rick Harsh sandwich going on right here on screen, or what? I mean, like what?
Well, I feel I don't think either one of you are as white bread as me, so you got your sandwich all fucked up.
I got 2 pieces of white bread with a piece of white bread.
You're a sausage. Noah, you're a sausage, and that guy's a pork chop.
Hey,
so your sandwich is all fucked up.
Pork chop.
We've hit
You're a pork chop.
An hour.
What?
Thank you.
Get him off, Noah. You're not going to be able.
We've hit an hour.
You want me to go? You want me to go?
Say.
Just say the magic word.
If I go, we all go.
How about no? I'll go. All you have to do is click your heels or something. I don't know.
I want to say thank you
and say curate 3 times.
Curate.
Content.
How do I get off?
No. Hey, thank you for closing out, rocking out the last 3,000K celebration, 10 minutes, an hour, however long.
This video was brought to you by Scandinavian Biolabs.
That's right. Just say no. Bye, everybody.